just make it move faster. Lovely to be sitting here with you. You're kinda cute, but it's...
I know last week I talked a little bit about that post-tib flare-up, and I think that left shin is kind of bugging me a little bit, which is why I'm going to go see my PT, get a little bit of a tune-up done with Dr. Chris. It's been a couple days since the last time I recorded. I've just kind of been sitting with these emotions, and yeah, as you can see by the title of this video, I will not be running the New York City Marathon. We're 2 weeks out, so about 14 days away from the big race, and as you can see by the video, my last run was on Wednesday, October 15th. Went out for a 5-mile easy run after coaching, and within that first mile, I immediately could recognize that there was something going on in my lower left leg. After the run, I saw my PT, Dr. Chris. We did a couple diagnostic tests on that left shin, and he sent me directly for an x-ray over at urgent care after our visit, and got the results back that same day. Got a call late Wednesday night. The results came back, and it shows a stress reaction in my left posterior tibialis. Obviously, it's not what you want to hear 2 weeks before a race, and sitting here filming this video, this is not something that I expected to record for this week's video, but I want to be as real and as raw as I can, letting it all kind of sink in and settle in. This whole prep, I've been documenting the journey and showcasing every week leading up to this race, you know, training for 16 weeks, building up into a big 20-mile peak week last week, feeling really, really strong, feeling the fittest I've ever been. And then a week later, here we are dealing with this injury. It's just not something that I had in the bingo cards. It's not something that I ever could have guessed was going to happen. But here we are, and there's only one way but to move forward and to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I just got into the New York City Marathon. New York City, I'm coming for you. Let's go! What's up, you guys? Happy Friday. We are here at the track. She's making me do some 400s one day.
Bummer, you're gonna get better.
Oh! Honestly, that kicked my butt. That was super hard.
I've been good time drunk, enough to be bad time sober. Broke a map dot's heart when it disappeared over my shoulder. I've been headstrong, right and dead and wrong, good with God, but I dropped the ball, spent my whole life holding on. But even when I fell off, the ride was worth the fall. The fall was worth the smiles. The smiles were worth the tears. Tears were worth the miles. Miles were worth the pain. Pain was worth it all. It's all worth this life. Life is worth the ride. The ride is worth the fall.
I do not want to do this right now, but I'm going to do it anyways.
And some almost
I got to get done, so.
Left some mamas in tears and some daddies still cussing. Just what I should have done and what I could have been, even knowing now what I didn't know then. I climb back on again. The ride is worth the fall. The fall was worth the smiles. The smiles were worth the tears. Tears were worth the miles. Miles were worth the pain. Pain was worth it all. It's all worth this life. Life is worth the ride. The ride is worth the worth the smiles. The smiles were worth the tears. Tears were worth the miles.
20 miles.
Miles were worth the pain. Pain was worth it all.
Baby, we did it.
It's all worth it. worth a life. Life is worth the ride. The ride is worth the fall.
I recognize that injuries are a part of the game, especially in running, especially in female endurance runners. But at the same time, too, it's like you never think that it would happen to you until it actually does. But if there's anything that I want to shed light on, it's the importance of listening to your body. Going back to last week's run, I knew something was wrong and I took immediate action, getting those results, going in for the x-ray and seeing that I have a stress reaction. The silver lining here is that I was able to catch this very early on. After talking to my doctors, my close friends, my mentors, and my family, and also just praying about this situation too and having those conversations with God, is that I had two options really. I could have pushed through and ran the New York City Marathon 2 weeks after getting the stress reaction. It most likely would have led to a stress fracture, which is far worse. Or option B is to sit out this race and get healthy again and just focus on recovery, which is the option that I am choosing. And there's a lot of maturity in that decision. I think maybe younger me would have pushed through and said, oh, I can do it. I'm invincible. I can run this race. Because in hindsight, yes, I can still run, but the chances of this stress reaction turning into a stress fracture is far too high, and I don't want to take on that risk. Would I rather take 6 to 8 weeks off rather than 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year off of running and training? And it's a no-brainer, in my opinion, to sit this one out and just take this time to reset and recover. With anything, I try to see the bigger picture. Obviously, it's not ideal, and I really, really wanted to run this race. I was feeling really strong, and the good news here is that I was able to reach out to the Iris Fund, the fundraiser that I've been raising money for to run this race in the first place. But I had a great conversation with Brittany, who is the founder of this fundraiser, and she had been following along the YouTube videos, following along my journey on Instagram, and was just equally as devastated to hear the news. But I think we all understand that this is the best decision for my long-term health. Brittany was able to defer my bib to next year, so 2026 New York City Marathon, should I choose to accept that. But a decision that I'll make later down the road. But the opportunity to sit out this year and run next year when I am fully healthy is definitely giving me a lot of hope in this current season that I'm in. It's definitely hasn't been easy, but again, I think it's just a lot of signs that my body has been whispering at me, telling me to slow down. I've been doing a lot with work and with training, and I think it's just my body finally catching up to me, telling me that I need to slow down, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Where I kind of want to go now is just reflect on these last 16 weeks of training for the New York City Marathon. I feel like over the last couple of days of sitting in these thoughts and really letting my emotions kind of shine through is that I have had so much fun during this training block, more fun than I've ever had training for a high rocks race, a half marathon, a full marathon. And I think that's just a testament to just the outlook that I had on this whole race, is that the beauty is found in the journey, not the destination. And I was able to really hone in on that mindset and just wake up every day, be so excited to train, whether it was running with friends or those solo runs that, I will be honest, there were a lot of tough days, but there were a lot of great days as well. And the good always outweighs the bad. And I'm just so grateful. Like, you're going to have ebbs and flows in any training block that you go through, but to show up every day and put the work in and just continue to see that progress is one of the best feelings in the world. And building up my way into that peak week, getting in that 20-mile run, I put in so much time and so much effort and work that I'm just really proud of and happy with the work that I put in and the progress that I made. Yeah, I just definitely want to highlight how much enjoyment I found in this training block. My biggest takeaway that I want to leave you with is that it is such a blessing to be able to move our bodies pain-free, train super hard, go for runs, workouts, strength training, everything. It's just such a blessing, and I think something that we should never take for granted. And obviously during a big marathon training block, you almost forget about that, and the training almost becomes a chore, and it's something that maybe you even get a negative mindset around because you're training so hard and so much. But I've had my fair share of injuries playing basketball. I've been sidelined from playing the sport that I love. I've come back stronger from each and every one of those setbacks, and that's exactly the mindset that I have going into this next season of life, is that there's no doubt in my mind I'm going to double down, prioritize recovery, get healthy, come back from this 10 times stronger. And I'm not going to stop the YouTube videos here. I think this is even a greater moment for me to use this platform to show that comeback and to document and demonstrate that, you know, you can hit rock bottom and you can come out stronger from that on the other side. So with all that said, definitely want to use this platform to continue to showcase the journey. And like I said before, it's not about crossing the finish line. It's not about the final destination. I think true happiness and success is found along the journey. That's a big reason what we represent with at LSKD is to enjoy the journey. And as tough as it is to not see that journey through on race day in New York City with all my friends and family, I know that this is the right decision for me, and it takes a lot of courage to step back and make that decision. But I know that my long-term health is far more important, and I think my future self will thank me for the decision that I'm making here this week. Yeah, if you've stuck around for this long, I just want to say thank you so much for following along this journey leading up to this race, and just for the unwavering amount of love and support that you've shown me. I made an Instagram post the other day and have gotten so many incredible messages from strangers, from friends and family, and I have a really good support system behind me, and there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to come back stronger from this. So thank you guys again for watching, for following along. And although this isn't the update that I wanted to finish this series in, I just want to say that I appreciate you, and the comeback story starts here. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, CamFit25, to where you can continue to follow along this comeback journey. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.